Okay, we are live on YouTube. Let's see, of course I knocked out my power, okay. Hi, I'm Dr. Enoch Choi. I'm a physician at Palo Alto Medical Foundation. I'm really happy to be moderating this panel on helping hands, tools for health based upon social media. Social media as an application platform, as a place where these features and functionality can be offered to the people who are willing to share the information that they have online. Each of us will introduce ourselves and then give just a brief 5-10 minutes about the things that we're most passionate about right now that can give you some examples of these applications running on places where people are sharing their health information online. Let's see. There we go. So I'm Dr. Enoch Choi. I'm an urgent care physician in private practice in a large group, Palo Alto Medical Foundation, and I help do a lot of their online work. I see patients online as well as in person. And in addition to actually practicing, I'm also a product manager at MedHelp. I'm applying all the past experience I've had in successfully starting up businesses in electronic health records and electronic medical records, and being one of the first physician bloggers now for about 5 years on the web, and helping apply that to help people derive a lot of value from physicians participating in social media and actually participating with these communities that are developing online. My background is I was trained at Brown. I came out to UC Davis for a family practice residency. I then freaked my wife out by leaving medicine and joining a startup to help take an electronic health record company public, MedHelp, in '99, and have a wonderful time at having many tens of thousands of physicians author their medical records online, and grew that business for a couple years and sold it to GE. Since then, I've been doing returning to medicine because I really miss seeing patients, and I've really enjoyed continuing to practice as well as be an active consultant, expert witness, and do a lot of blogging about these products and these different platforms that I'm passionate about, and so passionate about that I decided to join another startup and help out again. So I'll tell you a little bit about MedHelp in a little bit, but I wanted to have each of the guys introduce themselves, and then they can talk about what they're passionate about.
Hello, I'm Damle. I started MedGoal about 1 year ago. We're a small group, myself, 2 physicians, and a developer. The real focus of MedGoal was really to enable people to understand the options and be able to access medical information in a way that was very personal, contextually relevant, and sort of helpful. One of the major features of MedGoal is our symptomatic search or symptom search, where you can put in your symptoms, age range, lifestyle, and it comes back with what potential diagnoses make the most sense for you for your symptoms. And we really try to help personalize that by adding the ability to say things: do you smoke, are you recently injured, etc., as they would of course shift the probabilities. We're also looking to work with the community as a whole to really make information accessible, where this is sort of part of our different parts of our web search, as well even as a symptom search, to be able to give feedback, such as thumbs up, thumbs down, in terms of how the results are coming, to really improve them. So everybody puts in 10 cents, gets back $1. And then of course we have ways, our idea is to search, discuss, and then really get healthy. And so I'll talk more about that later. Thank you.
I'm Scott Shreeve. I'm a board-certified emergency medicine physician. My background was in economics and zoology, where my undergrad, to go into medicine, and I found it was about the same. Working in the ER, but I was really interested in the convergence of business medicine and ER physician. I was at the brunt of lack of information, and interested in how information technology can help us practice better medicine. As a result of that experience, I came across this incredible software that is this product and created a commercial application from sold that to small regional hospitals who couldn't afford work with physicians in implementing technologies and going through all those. Seeing actually them convert and be able to use these systems, I became interested. Can you take that experience and then push it all the way down to the personal health record and actually engage patients in the same? All through the fall, I began reading and writing quite a bit about personal health. Right at that time, Matthew Holt and Dimitri were in this very open debate about Health 2.0 and a bunch of other things, and I became enamored by that concept and began to write about that, and so became involved with how social media was impacting medicine. So as a physician, recognizing that my role is changing, that the role of physician involved in starting up a second company called Crossover Health and Wealth, which is this whole new field of worked and blogged and talked to them in many other forums except in person.
I'm Dave Green. I'm president of Clinical Health. I'm not an MD, so I must have come wrong time. We were talking as we got started about the difficulties. Let everyone know the name of our company used to be Clinica Health, not Clinical Health, and make that mistake. So we've changed our name. We're now Inspire. We're inspire.com, which is easier to spell. But if you go to Clinical Health, you'll find a very unfortunate site that we have nothing to do with. I do come to this from a patient perspective, and I'll just tell you briefly sort of was and how it informs the company. The company, by the way, we build online social networks, and we do that for not-for-profit organizations like the Arthritis Foundation, Shreeve Foundation. We do it for profit media organizations that are focused on health, people like Women in Cancer magazine. But my story is that 15 years ago, I was diagnosed with a genetic disease. My father had it called von Hippel-Lindau. It's a very rare disorder. There are 10,000 people worldwide who have the disease. And I was fortunate enough to be in a clinical trial at the National Institute. Walked into a room. By the way, I had wonderful care, fabulous doctors who had actually seen people with this condition before, which when you have diseases can be a challenge. But other than my father, I'd never met anyone who had this disease. And I walked into this room in Building 10 of the clinical center there, 53 people who all had von Hippel-Lindau disease. And it was like walking into your 20th high school reunion, even though I'd never seen these people before in my life. It was amazing bonding experience, but the information transfer that happened over the week that I was there at NIH with that group was phenomenal. The information transfer was very different than the kind of information that I was getting. Wonderful in terms of prescribing courses of care, but when it came to questions like, I was younger at the time, so how do you tell kids, or what happens, or again with the genetic disease, what happens when you have a child, as I now do. One of my 3 children has the disease. How do you talk to your child about the disease? Those are the kinds of questions that patient communities can. 15 years ago, those patient communities existed offline, of course. Support organizations, the wellness community in cancer and others. Now we've got the opportunity to transfer some of that online world, and again, particularly rare diseases where, in any metabolic